The Dogs, in association with the British Greyhound Racing Board.
Hello and welcome to another edition of The Dogs. We're at Wimbledon for the William Hill Grand National Final, but it's not just about the jumpers. There's clues to the Oaks, the St Leger, the Juvenile Championship and the Derby on a cracking card.
Also on tonight's programme, the semi-finals of the Milton Keynes Derby. Highlights of the first round of the St Leger from Wimbledon. GRA boss Clive Feltham has this to say to the Doom merchants.
We do not have plans of disposing of Wimbledon Stadium. We see it as very central to our, our business, greyhound racing. We would undoubtedly like to regenerate it. I mean, it is a very old, tired stadium. But saying that, still people go there and they have a fantastic time.
William Hill Grand National Night at Wimbledon had the crowds flocking to the southwest London track. A top-class card was spiced with effectively trials for the St Leger, the TV Trophy and the Oaks. And here Shelbourne Nina didn't let her supporters down. Pitched in Trap 6, the Brighton Belle and Midland Oaks heroine was a red-hot favourite in the bitches contest.
Here we go, they're off and running and racing towards the first bend. Out fast is 5, I told you so. Leading here comes Shelbourne Nina, tearing up round the outside. Thank you, madam. Very disappointing at the back and having to check out wide as they head down the far side. Shelbourne Nina leads early then and already 2.5 lengths clear from 2. Banter in second, then comes 3, Davdor dashing to come round the second last bend, and the favourite's got a stranglehold on this one. Shelbourne Nina comes off the final bend by a good 4.5 lengths here. From into second place, a battle on for second at the moment, but Shelbourne Nina the winner.
Part owner Nick Buddymere was on hand with winning trainer Brian Clemenson to collect the trophy from Ian Spearing of Hills, with eyes firmly on Classic Glory after getting within 3 spots of the track record. Promising youngster Droopy's Clark was the fancy of many in the puppy race. Seamus Carhill's dog ran from Trap 2, where his chief rivals looked to be Pinhead down from the Durham base of Ted Soppit and Hove Raider Champagne Moment.
Off they go, and best away is one on the inside. Jack's Lucky Lad. Here comes 6 rushing forward, though, Pacey Macy. And there's general bunching there as 1 took a middle course. The 3 suffered Pinhead as they head down the far side of 1. Jack Lucky Lad out in front then from 2. Droopy's Clark now trying to range up on the outside and just showing too much middle pace. Droopy's Clark takes over into the 3rd bend and goes on here from Jack's Lucky Lad. Then comes 6 Pacey Macy and 4 Champagne Moment, but it's Trap 2. Droopy's Clark wins it by 2.5 lengths from Champagne Moment, taking second, and it's close for 3rd.
Droopy's Clark, a good winner after that trouble at the start, but also a very encouraging performance from the runner-up Champagne Moment. It was a race for folk in the executive boxes at Wimbledon to mull over before the runners for the showpiece event hit the track. And it was Lethal Rumble here who would be fancied to claim Grand National glory from Trap 6. Mark Wallace's dog would go off favourite, although events in the Grand National to this point looked to ensure a closely fought contest, with King of the Hurdlers Tommy Foster doubly represented with unbeaten Heaven Supreme and Baron Geronimo.
The lids open up and we're away and running up towards the first line. 5 Limited Blue pings out in front of Lethal Rumble, chasing hard in second. Then comes 2 Baron Geronimo as they go around the first 2 bends, and it's Limited Blue in front, but on the outside Lethal Rumble throwing down the challenge as they face up towards the next flight. Lethal Rumble and Limited Blue hammer and tong into the 3rd bend. Lethal Rumble and Limited Blue. Baron Geronimo poised in behind if he's strong enough to come around the final bend. Limited Blue, Lethal Rumble now goes on, out jumps. Yes, 6 Lethal Rumble wins from 5 Limited Blue.
A cracking William Hill Grand National final with a backstraight tussle between Limited Blue and Lethal Rumble to savour the early pace of Limited Blue, the guts of Lethal Rumble finally coming through. Lord David Lipsey, the chairman of the British Greyhound Racing Board, was on hand to present Lethal Rumble's owner Linda Jones with the magnificent trophy, much to the delight of her son-in-law and trainer, the informed Mark Wallace.
Wimbledon, home of the Derby, but there's been so much rumour as to whether the stadium will survive. The Dogs producer Clive Lawrence spoke to the GRA boss Clive FELTHAM and tried to pin him down on this matter.
Clive, I'll start you off an easy question. Are the GRA going to sell Wimbledon?
No, certainly that's not our intention to sell Wimbledon. There's been a lot of speculation about it. We would like to do something at Wimbledon, undoubtedly. We've got a big old site there. And in fact, Wimbledon has quite a history in terms of over the last 15, 20 years of people with ideas, whether it be multiplexes, cinema, multiplexes, whether it's hotels, all combined with ground racing, because at the end of the day, that's what we do for a living. We're ground operators. Wimbledon is our flagship, and we very much would like to see, the foreseeable future as it continuing like that. But we do need to explore avenues. We might follow the Irish view of doing partial redevelopment to create some space and some value to reinvest back in the facility. So lots of options, not saying that we're not exploring those options, but our intention is clearly to continue to operate at Wimbledon.
Now, when Luke Johnson and his group took over the GRA, plenty of people thought that could be the end of dog racing as we know it, really. Nothing's happened, and it's quite noticeable that nothing's happened at the track since he's taken over.
I think you've got to understand the character of Luke Johnson is an investor in businesses. He's not a manager of businesses. So he's got a portfolio of businesses, and he basically lets those businesses get on with their strategy and their development. Typically, he would have acquired through a management vehicle and carried on, and be very clear about the direction. In some respects, they bought GRA through a sort of auction process, as everyone knows. So obviously a lot of it is understanding the business, what's going on, what are the main drivers, what are the main opportunities. These are very smart individuals who see a lot of variety of businesses, and I think they will definitely add value over time. Because they've put the right sort of challenges in place and focus, and we've already, explored lots of different avenues.
Plenty of exploration, but actually nothing done. As I say, it's notable that none of the tracks have had not even a new lick of paint put on them since Luke took over.
Yeah, but remember, firstly, the tracks are in pretty good shape. As opposed to most of the other tracks around the country, I'd say GRA were heavily investing over the last 5-6 years. We just completed this year a £2.5 million investment at Perry Barr. I think it's quite right that there's a draw breath time, and that's really what Luke Johnson and Risk will be doing, is just assessing what we've got there.
Well, for the trainers who are watching this, who are employed by Wimbledon Stadium, for all the staff there, give us some sort of timescale.
In terms of what?
In terms of the regeneration. Obviously you say you've got plans on the table. You don't want to go into those plans, but what's the sort of timescale maybe where we'd see a change at the track?
I think, bearing in mind, and I think the greatest example is not too far down the road, which is Wimbledon Football Club, that in terms of their original plans to fully develop the site have taken 12.5 years. It can be an awful long time to do those things. They're never short term, they're never, done in 6 months or something, so they're always years. But obviously we would like to see, a new flagship stadium there on less land, undoubtedly, because I think the Irish have certainly at Shelbourne paved the way where they've done a mixed development, still retain ground racing, but obviously in a refurbished, rejuvenated stand. And when you look at Wimbledon, it is. It's a bowl. It's it's almost sad sometimes to look out to see those terraces all empty. But realistically, we need a nice, sparkly stand like Perry Barr or Hall Green that can accommodate the sort of crowds that we do today.
Now, what about the theory that stand would be best placed currently where the far side is, because behind the far side is it's an electricity generating plant. It's not somewhere which could really easily be developed, whereas in front of it the current stand is a huge car park space which could easily go.
Absolutely, and there's sort of considerations, and I can show you we're not really developed with plans. A lot of this is exploratory. We have a great relationship with the local authority, and we've had conversations over the last 5-6 years on all sorts of different options. As I say, there's been various thoughts about hotels, health and fitness, in conjunction with ground racing. So, it's something we're exploring. But you're quite right. I mean, it's one of the lines that we have thought about of reversing the sides, but there isn't a planning application in front of MILTON at this point in time, and there won't be in the short term. But at some time, as I say, I think it will be good for all of us and for the stadium if we do come up with an alternative plan that provides the future for the stadium and at the same time a new, fresh, flagship stadium.
On the next edition of The Dogs, more from Clive FELTHAM, including his views on his company's controversial high levels of tote retention.
For us, I'd love to say tomorrow, let's make it 15% retention if I could guarantee that the pools would grow. They don't. And it's a massive risk to actually go down that road.
After the break, we travel to Milton Keynes for their Derby semi-finals.
The MK Derby semi-finals attracted a decent crowd to Milton Keynes on Saturday. Places in Thursday's final were up for grabs, with some big-name trainers represented in the two qualifiers. Even before the two semi-finals, the event had a wide-open feel about it. Just who would succeed last year's winner, Maxime Loxardera Cross? Owners, trainers and racegoers, be it in the grandstand or outside on the terraces, were ready to cheer their chargers on. Favourite for the first semi-final was Paramount Silver, running from trap 6. Paul Little's Pall Mall finalist was sent off a 2-to-1 chance ahead of Oxford's second, Roswell Spaceman.
Here comes the hare. They're off and racing up towards the first bend, and 6 gets a good break. Paramount Silver on this near side from 5, Roxholm Bondi. That's showing good pace up. Oh, there's terrible trouble. One Blonde Thunder almost down on its knees as they go around the second bend and down the far side. Paramount Silver with a half-length lead of a Roxholm Bondi in second. 2 lengths back to Castle Kerry Blue, and they're away from the others. So they come around the second last bend and trying to assert is Paramount Silver. Leads by a length, but Roxholm Bondi's trying to close again on the home straight. It's just Paramount Silver from Roxholm Bondi. Castle Kerry Blue in third.
He trapped well, that's his game. He's had a few niggles, and we've just basically laid him out for this particular competition. Just hoping now.
Do you need a particular trap draw?
No, not really, because we'll draw the 5 or 6 where there's only 2 middle seeds, and we're not really bothered which one.
You'd have to say that he's definitely a front runner. Having said that, the course of the last 2 or 3 runs, he's certainly shown a lot more determination than he was when he first came over to us, But you'd have to say that the majority of the races that he has a win on his card has been when he's led from the front, Clive, yeah.
Ron, Castle Kerry Blue, bit of an outsider.
Bit of an outsider, but very exciting. He's only been in the kennel about 2 months, and he desperately needs rain. We'll all be on our hands and knees the next 3 days praying for rain. And just hope for the best, that's all we can do. We certainly need a better trap draw on tonight. He's an out-and-out raider, he comes straight over. So he's happy just to get round the first bend tonight, and he's got round and done us proud, so we're very pleased.
Out of the boxes, middle seed Paramount Silver kept a wide course into the turn and kept out of trouble as Castle Kerry Blue headed markedly to the rails from trap 4. The Claude Gardner-trained Purple Monkey was jolly for the second semi-final, having impressed so far in the event. And as punters weighed up his chances in the bars, on the terraces and in front of the bookmakers' boards, a Hove-based dog went to traps a 7-4 chance. Could he make the most of a trap 1 draw in the face of fierce opposition? He was followed in the market by Romford-based Where's Your Man at 2-1 and Mingler's Rebel at 9-4.
they're off in the second semi-final. Slow start from Purple Monkey and crossed on the dash towards the first bend. Where's Your Man showing good pace up in two. Mingler's Rebels there as well. Slightly crowded, terrible trouble for Blonde Mac out the back, and Purple Monkey again in the wars. They head down the far side and going on. Where's Your Man by about 3 lengths here from Mingler's Rebel. Blonde Mac's trying to force its way through into third at the third bend and does so successfully to come around the final bend, and it's Where's Your Man out clear here. Easy success. Where's Your Man the winner. Mingler's Rebel just passed on the line there by Blonde Mac, staying on stoutly.
The Mingler's Rebel, Maxine, came off looking a bit tired.
Yeah, he struggled a lot after Thursday's run. He was really tired on Friday, and we was just like, well, if he qualifies, at least we were in the final. So.
But you've got a few more days to get him ready.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gap till Thursday, but I just hope he comes out all right after tonight, because he tired a lot for the last bend. A
middle runner, he was on the wide outside tonight, Maxine. Did that worry him?
I don't think so. He's got a lot of early. He broke well from 6. We'll see what he gets for the final.
What's he done previously?
He's only actually had 10 races in his life. He came from Waterford. My dad bought him, and he's gone well for us. I think he's won 5 opens or 4 or 5 opens. He's looking nice. He's got a lot of early.
A tight raining display from Where's Your Man, cutting across Purple Monkey on the run-up. Blonde Mac, the Derby second, kept a straight line into the turn, but his trainer wanted red in the final.
We're praying for one. It's probably that's the biggest key of all. Who's going to get around out of trap 4? And if there is any aggro, obviously, then you've got 2 useful dogs in 5 and 6 who are actually middle seeds. So it's a rather bit of a frightening race. But no, I think we'll whatever we get, we'll run well. That's for sure.
Well, second in the Derby, maybe first in the MK Derby.
You never know. It's I have won this race with Blackheads, so I know what it's like to be on the rostrum at this one as well, so keep your fingers crossed.
Representing local bookie Nigel Flowers was Tony Johnston. How did he see it?
Where's Your Man, obviously, once again, blast out and got clear. Desperate for the inside, but a very impressive round here. I think 3 out of 3 now, Where's Your Man round here. The Paramount Silver coming back to his Pall Mall form ran very well as well. I think they're obviously the 2 semi-final winners.
But 4 railers and all seem to desperately want red.
Yeah, I mean, Where's Your Man's 1 out of 5 and 4 before, but he does bore over, and whichever one of the outside 2 out of Paramount Silver or Mingler's Rebel are going to go around on the outside, are going to get a good draw whatever happens, but Where's Your Man's the one to beat, I think.
Watching all the action high up in the stewards' box were the MK Racing management, led by Mr Milton Keynes himself, Bill Johnson. Ahead of the draw which took place at the NGRC on Monday, how did he see the final?
It is a very tough one to call, to be quite honest. Most of the dogs have done the same split time to the line. Paramount Silver, if he draws the right box, I think will be a fair tip out on the outside, especially if he draws trap 6. He's run very well from that trap tonight. Where's Your Man? Very quick away, went straight to the rail, so I hope that doesn't draw in the middle. I hope he gets the trap 1, and then it will be a fair final.
Where's Your Man, impressive in the semi-finals, gets trap 2 in the final and is 6-4 favourite with Labrooks. It's a draw which has satisfied the Rich camp.
Yeah, I think he's got a good chance. Obviously, he can't afford to mess the start up or anything, and needs to be on the rails as quick as possible. So, you know, he'd do all his running on the rails. He wouldn't want to be going around the outside of anything, but if he can pop out, get across nice and quick on the fence, and he does go well down the back straight there. He's been running the track very well, so yeah, fingers crossed, bit of luck, he should have a good chance.
But it's not just about the favourite, and as usual, Gary Wiltshire's looking for value in his charity bet, courtesy of Tote Sport.
Well, we're going home this week for the charity bet. We're going to Milton Keynes, where I was actually on the course for over 25 years as a bookie. Not there no more, but I'm going to put up a bet in the final. We're going to have £50 to win Mingler's Rebel, drawn in trap 5. The only reason we're going to take the favourite on Where's Your Man, he's in trap 2, but trap 1, Castle Kerry Blue's got plenty of early pace, and so has Rocks and Bondi next to it. Can see plenty of trouble. £50 to win Mingler's Rebel.